Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Alright, welcome to the very first episode of the Peasant's Quarters. So the game that was decided to be for the first episode was Darkest Dungeon, a game created by only 6 people. And for being an indie game and being made by such a small group, it's actually really incredible to play. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit of gameplay from one of my campaigns that's only 2 weeks in. Now for the most part, the first 2 weeks will be pretty much the same for everybody. The first week is the tutorial with the 2 characters that'll always be the same. The second week you'll have the same 2 characters. But it's really the third week when you start getting different characters each time. And I'm going to go ahead and show you gameplay starting from there, because it also has a couple things unlocked already. So what this game is a turn-based dungeon crawler. That's actually a bit, well, not a bit, actually quite a bit more difficult.
All my life I could feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my mind. It was a yearning, a thirst for discovery that could be neither numbed nor sated.
So you'll notice on this little character select deal, a little bar under their names. That's their stress levels, which is something you have to deal with in this game. When that meter goes up all the way the first time, they throw or they do a saving throw. If they pass it, they get a boost to their stats and help kind of, or not, they don't boost their stats, it helps manage their stress, and they become sort of like a stress healer, giving people, pretty much encouraging them, saying nice things. But if they don't pass that saving throw, they can become abusive, prone to enjoying pain, or even become cowardly and not want to do anything. So it's very difficult to deal with. And how you have to deal with it after each mission is doing a stress relief like the tavern, which I already got one character in. And she will only gamble, which is one of her negative quirks. Let me show you real quick. Yeah, gambler. In town will only gamble. That's all she'll do, which is a pain, and I have to get rid of that soon. Which the only way to get rid of that is when the sanitarium opens up, but I have to wait a little bit to open that. And then you also have the Abbey for stress relief. And that guy will always block one of these deals in either the Abbey or the tavern, and until you unlock more rooms for him, he is a major pain to deal with, especially on characters that can only do one thing to get rid of it. Some other things you get, you'll notice how some of their abilities are locked. You can buy those at the guild, and you can kind of mix and match them to however you want to. The blacksmith also opens up later to give you better weapons and armor. There's also the nomad wagon, which has trinkets for sale, which are these little things that do different things. Then you also have the stagecoach, which will have characters. I already picked them up for this week, which was these top three here, which are characters I actually really like, so I get to show them off. But yeah, that's about it for the actual hamlet. Let's go ahead and embark on a quest, and I'll show you what it's all about. Let's see. So unfortunately, a lot of the characters that I have, none of them are really good in the back row, except the one that has to be stress healed right now, so this is going to be kind of a pain to deal with. So let's go ahead and bring these two in. We're going to have to go ahead and put her in the back row, just because there's nothing else we can do. Luckily she can still use her healing from back there. And I might go ahead and do the abomination just so I can show it off. Yeah, you know what, why not? So, let me see. Nothing really major I can give them. The virtue is what's called when they actually pass that saving roll. But actually, I'll go ahead and give her the health boost, since she's supposed to be my tank, really. Alright. So you'll notice we only have the ruins unlocked for right now, and then the darkest dungeon, which is pretty much the end game. You'll notice that some of them are short, some of them are medium, and that's actually the size of them. When you get into the medium and then the longer ones, you'll actually have to camp and decide what decisions to make to help stress relief, buff them up, eat, all this additional stuff you have to deal with in them. But we're going to go ahead and just do a short one, and we're going to go ahead and do the scout, which is exploring rooms. So now that that's chosen, go ahead and go to provisions, which you have to choose what you're going to bring along with you. Normally you want to bring about 8 to 10 food, maybe about 6 torches on a short one, a couple of shovels, and then a key. And everything else is kind of for the different areas, but I should be able to make do with this pretty well. Yeah, we'll go ahead and embark and see how well this goes for me. You'll notice it's a pretty, it's pretty standard RPG kind of setup. Kind of reminds me a bit of Dungeons and Dragons.
Once familiar, now foreign.
So you start off in these little rooms. So my objective is to explore 90% of the rooms, and I can either go left or down. I'm going to go ahead and go down since there's not a battle in that hallway. And sometimes you'll have this, it's scouted out like this, which really helps. So we'll go ahead and make our way this way. Oh. And she got nymphomania. So let's see what that does. 20% stress healed in brothel. So pretty much if I get her to have sex, she does even better, which I guess is good. But I mean, at least it's not she'll only do that. And you'll notice also the torch at the top. You'll notice that the lower the light is, the more negative effects you have. The higher it is, the better good effects you get from it. Normally I try and keep it within that second area, just so that way I'm not constantly having to waste torches on it. Alright, so let's go ahead and go down again. It's been a while since I played this game, so I apologize. Zoom out. Go ahead and continue going out. Already in here. Go ahead and use the torch to bring that back up. Alright, we should run into a battle. Yep. Alright, so you'll notice these little red and yellow dots. The yellow dots are where in your party that they have to be in order to use those abilities. You'll notice this one's grayed out because she's in the very last deal, and the red ones are where it'll strike the enemies. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a emball, or oh, can only use that on one. We'll go ahead and do the plague grenade on these two back ones, and it'll give them blight, or one of them blight, which is a negative status steal. Let's see, for this one, okay, so that's a blight. We'll go ahead and do a bit of damage on one of these characters. We'll go ahead and hit this one. But yeah, this is I would say a very difficult game. Not like Dark Souls difficult, it's more management, having to be careful with your characters, paying attention to all of them, stuff like that. Go ahead and hit him. Awesome, got a kill. So unless you kill them with a crit or status effect, they'll leave behind a corpse like that. So you have to slowly get through and deal with it. Go ahead and aim for this bad guy since he's sitting there doing slow damage from the back row. And usually you'll have some dodges and they'll also have some dodges, which kind of suck, but that's how it goes sometimes. Let's go ahead and do Vile on them to hopefully get a blight. And we'll go ahead and stack the blight on these two, and that back one should be dead.
Slowly, gently.
You'll notice how there wasn't a corpse because I killed him with the status effect. That's not good. So we'll have to heal him up, and unfortunately we don't really have that good of a healer.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
Well, that could have gone better, but could have also gone worse. So we'll go ahead and feed him a little bit, get his health some way up. It's gonna be tough getting through this without an actual healer, but I'll see if I can manage. Oh, the Doomsayer. That guy does major stress, and he is a massive pain to deal with, so this is gonna be fun. What I'm actually going to do is try and get him out of there, as well as this guy, because he does a lot of stress damage. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and transform and show y'all that too. Put some stress on him, but, you know, what can you do? We'll go ahead and try and stun him. He's a major pain to deal with. She's gonna get up there and stress. Yep. Yeah, and that does quite a bit of stress on the characters. This one might not go well for me, but at least you'll be able to see it. Go ahead and transform him back. It's a very small stress heal on them, but not much else I can do. Go ahead and try and blight these guys as well. Then I'm going to try and hopefully get lucky here. Well, didn't get super lucky, but did something. At least, nope, never mind, can't take him out.
A death by inches.
Try and take out that Doomsayer, because he will do a lot of stress damage. Okay, it's not the normal damage you have to worry about on him, it's that stress.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own. Confidence surges.
At least he's out of the way now. Now I can just focus on this big guy. Yeah, this is, like I said, this game can be kind of a pain. And you can get in bad situations pretty quickly like this.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Alright. Take those, continue on our way. Well, and of course he would get a disease. Minus damage, awesome. That's always fun. So she has 60% chance to disarm, he's got 50, he's got 80, she's got 70. So we'll try and disarm it with the bounty hunter. Awesome. So there's probably going to be a battle in this next room, which is going to suck, but let's see if we can get through it. And those two back ones are going to be very high on stress, so this could be, you'll probably see the mechanic where characters go crazy, which sucks to deal with.
Powerful blow.
She is dodging though, which is helping me out quite a bit. Hopefully get Blight stacked on these guys so they'll die.
Executed with impunity.
Some good news. Okay, so he's guaranteed to die, so I don't even need to attack him. We'll go for this guy.
Decimated.
Ooh, that's good news.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Well, this is going
As
decent so
victories
far,
mount,
but it could
so
easily
too
turn
will
bad
resistance.
how it's looking. Alright, let's continue on. We only gotta have to clear 3 more rooms, so maybe it'll go well. But in this kind of game, could easily go bad too. This is the kind of game you can play several times and not win, actually beat the game for a while. From last time I heard, less than 1% of the people who own this game have actually beaten it, which is nuts. But I can understand why with how this game is. But yeah, it's a $20 game at the moment, available on PS4, I believe Xbox One, and PC. They actually just released a DLC for it on the PC, which is going to hopefully be coming out next month on PS4 and Xbox, called The Crimson Court, which has a lot to do with vampires from how it sounds, and it also does. Unfortunately, you don't get a vampire class, but you can contract a curse, which they call the Crimson Curse. And once you have it, I'm not sure exactly the details on it all, but a vampire hunter will start hunting your characters, whoever has it. And there's also another character that has to do with removing negative status effects off your teammates and putting them on him. So it looks very interesting, and I believe once that comes out, it's going to be about $10. Yeah, when it comes out, hopefully I'll be able to play that and show you all a little bit of that as well. And again, oh, she have any negatives? No, nothing too major. But hopefully, if y'all are enjoying this, like I said, I'll definitely try and do a walkthrough of it. Probably won't beat it, just because that would be my luck. But I would definitely be willing to play until I'm at the point where I can't continue on it.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Alright, this should be the last room. Let me see. Yeah, so I explored this last room.
No
good.
force of will can overcome a failing body.
Oh, she's gonna... Oh, no. Oh, God. That's so close. They are very highly stressed, though. This is gonna suck. They could easily be pushed overboard, and you're going to see the mechanic. Yep. There it is. She's gonna go crazy.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism.
Yep.
Or cowardice.
And here's how it's gonna go. It sucks having one of these. Gonna have to treat her, but I mean, Plague Doctor's not too good anyway, so at least it was one that I don't care too much about. And she might be where I can't control her, she might be where I can. Luckily, she can, which will help out. But if any of these others get hit with that, I'm going to be in some major trouble. Well, that's disturbing. Will you stop stressing out my characters?
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Well, she just cut herself. Yeah, that really did just happen. Like I said, they'll do some crazy shit like that. Luckily I can stress kill him a bit. I've seen parties made of just those guys. And it's crazy what they can do.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Oh, that's right, I got one more room. Because I didn't go up. Crap. Luckily, there's not a fight in it, but there's a fight before it. Oh, crap. Oh, which means she's gonna enjoy pain.
Those who covet injury find it in no short supply.
Well, this is gonna suck. And she just cut herself. Oh, that's not good. Well, she could very easily die, or die of a heart attack, which either way will suck big time. So could she at this point. Oh, she's getting really close to being on death's door. Yep, there it goes. And she just marked herself. Luckily, I can clear the bleed on her with this. Fortunately for him, I can't do the same with him, but I can heal him. Oh, I can only hope for decent luck right here. Well, best I could do with the situation. Gonna have to transform him again to hope to do any damage here. Yep. They can die of a heart attack, which is crazy to see.
A decisive pummeling. Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Okay, all I have to do is make it into this next room and we make it. And there we are. Ooh, that was nuts. But yeah, luckily you got to see some of the mechanics of this game. Most of them, actually.
The shifted corridors and sloped walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.
At the end of each deal, they'll level up and some of them will get new quirks. Red are bad, yellow are good. Yeah, that's Darkest Dungeon.
The plume and the pistol. A fitting end to my folly, and a curse upon us all.
And now I have the guild,
Make no mistake, we will face ever greater threats. Our soldiers must be ready.
Which is how you unlock skills for them, and then the blacksmith for weapons and armor.
Once again, the forge stands ready to make weapons of war.
Alright, and as you can see, she's fairly healed up now and good to go, which is good because I'm gonna need her now. And some of these characters so big on stress, I'm gonna have to take care of them. Go ahead and put her in Penance Hall. Go ahead. I don't usually use the Plague Doctor, so I'm not going to worry too much about her, but my Bounty Hunter and Abomination I'm going to worry about. Let's see what's on the stagecoach. Another Plague Doctor, another Hellion, and an Antiquarian. Don't really use the Antiquarian very much, so I don't know them too well. They got a small heal, but from what I know, not very much. I think they're more for buffing. Another Plague Doctor, which, If I wanted to, I could go ahead and get rid of the old one and replace them with this one, which is something I might do.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
happy I got another Hellion because honestly this is one of my favorite classes on this game. And you can actually also shuffle through their colors. Let me see. There we go. Which is pretty nice steel.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
Just go ahead, and you can also use things to help with stress recovery on this. So we'll go ahead and do those
a
two.
game of chance and companionship. The rush of life. A little hope, however desperate, is never without worth.
Alright, so once again, that was Darkest Dungeon. If you want to see more of this, let me know, and I'll definitely be willing to show it. Have a lot of fun with this game, but again, not very good at it. Definitely be willing to play as far as I can, see how well that goes. But yeah, I suggest you check it out. It's a really fun game. Again, though, don't play it if you don't enjoy hard games, because this game is hard and it will drive you crazy sometimes. But again, hope you enjoyed. This was my first episode and what is hopefully going to be a series of showing off games that I feel don't have a lot of recognition, but definitely deserve it. But anyways, I'll see y'all later. Bye.